Welcome to Smarking Down. I'm your host, Brother Bob. With me for this edition is Jordan.
Hello.
Hello. Long day at school today, kid?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got a long weekend coming up, man. Little bit of everything going on this weekend. So this weekend is Full Gear. We're looking forward to watching that. It's also Grand Rapids Comic-Con. We will be down at Grand Rapids Comic-Con trying to get some footage, visiting with our buddy Ming Chen. So that should be fun as well. So we got a bit of a busy weekend. But we need to get this done, man. We need to get this out of the way. AEW is exciting, but busy weekend means recording on a Thursday night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got like all kind of homework and stuff to do too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Teachers, quit filling him with homework on pay-per-view weekends, please. Right?
I don't really think they would care about that anyways.
Yeah, I don't think they would care either. But hey, here we are. So we're gonna talk about AEW. We're talking about Full Gear. The show's looking amazing. The matches are top tier matches. We're really excited about it. We just watched Dynamite last night, which was spectacular. What did you think of that Cody Rhodes promo, dude?
I definitely wasn't expecting that from him.
Yeah,
but it probably was going to happen anyways because of like what Chris Jericho did to his brother. So
yeah. Well, so check it out. The Rock freaking commented at him on Twitter and was like, that's a hot promo. Cody Rhodes, that's how you do it. And I'm like, wow, man. When you get credit from one of the top men in Hollywood for your promo, you're doing pretty good, I think.
Yep, that would make sense.
Yeah. I mean, that's a promo where we could be talking about that in the same vein as like the CM Punk promo, the pipe bomb in years to come. I mean, it definitely had a lot of feeling. It was obvious it wasn't written by a writing team. It was obvious that this was emotional for Cody. He choked up a little bit. And yeah, no, I think it was fantastic. I think the go home show altogether was pretty good, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah. So what about the end? That big brawl at the end was just about everybody coming out. What did you think of that?
I don't really know how to feel about the Inner Circle versus the Elite currently.
Yeah. Well,
whose
side are you on?
It was like the Bullet Club versus the Elite before they left New Japan to start AEW.
Yeah. So you don't know which one you like?
Not really. There's quite a few people I don't like in the Inner Circle.
Just want.
I don't mind Chris Jericho.
You just like a little bit of the bubbly.
Yeah, it's just like it's great saying.
All right. So before we get into the rest of the Full Gear stuff, I've seen this a lot online recently. A lot of people negative about Kenny Omega's character in AEW, talking about the costumes and stuff he came out on, not understanding what it meant. And I passed on the story. So when I seen Kenny Omega come out last week, the pre-Halloween show, I had no idea what he was dressed as. I was like, all right. So I just kind of took it at face value. I'm like, all right, here comes Kenny. He's doing a thing. I'm not sure what it is. But you, on the other hand, marked out completely. Can you explain to people what it was Kenny Omega was dressed as?
It's a character from Undertale called Sans. He just does puns all the time in the video game. And there's the whole entire video game thing is where you either can be peaceful and become friends with all the monsters, or you can just destroy everything in your path.
Okay, and what system's the video game on?
It's a PC game made by Toby Fox.
Okay.
Who portrays himself as this dog in the video game.
All right, so there you have it. So anybody who's wondering what Kenny was dressed as on the show a couple weeks ago, there you go. The kid here filled you in on what that was supposed to be. I had no idea, but like when he seen it, he was like, "Oh my god!" and he just completely marked out. And I'm like, "Okay, obviously this is a age difference thing." And AEW marketing different age groups is cool too. I mean, they had Jay and Silent Bob on there. That's definitely more for folks my age in their mid 30s to young 40s age. I mean, that's when Kevin Smith did Clerks. Was when I was young, and then Kenny Omega and coming out this character that Jordan mentioned. That's for younger folks, and the Rick and Morty stuff's obviously for a bit younger
it's
demographic.
Been out I believe it's been out for a few years now.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's a really old game, but I would say it's been out for quite a few years.
Yeah, but it's not something necessarily people in their 40s or 50s would understand, right?
No, you would be sorely wrong about that. There's quite a few like YouTubers who are like 30 and 40s that know so much more about Undertale than most of the other people in the community.
All right.
do.
So there you go. I guess if you're a heavy gamer or like a younger demo, you would understand. But let's start talking Full Gear. We have the full list of matchups. A lot of stuff happened on Dynamite leading into this. All right, well, let's move on to the Full Gear stuff because a lot of stuff happened in Dynamite, and we got the final list of matches for the show, so we can move right on to that. And we'll start with the buy-in, man. We got a match I'm super excited for because I'm just a little bit of a B. Presley mark. Britt Baker versus B. Presley.
I don't know about that much about either of the wrestlers.
Well, what does Britt do for a job? You know this.
Dentist.
There you go. See, we all know Britt's a dentist. Only because it's been hammered into our heads through AEW commentary. But
the only time I figured it out was when you got that toothbrush.
The toothbrush from the Pro Wrestling Crate. Yes.
Yeah. In fact, it's right over there.
Yep. It's right here in the studio. Yes, sirree. But yeah. So this match I'm excited for. I think this could be a really, really good match. A lot of people have been a bit negative on Britt Baker's matches thus far. I think that this will give her an opportunity to really show what she can do. Her and B have worked together in the past, and quit cracking your knuckles, man. If that picks up in the microphone, everybody's gonna think their speakers are popping. Stop. But yeah, no. So the match here for the buy-in is gonna open the show, their pre-show style matchup. I think it could be really, really good, and it's an opportunity to see more of B, who I really enjoy, and maybe one of these ladies will then become like a number one contender type thing for the AEW Women's Championship, which that has a match later in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So who do you think's gonna win?
I'm not gonna bet.
You're not. You gotta make a.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna lose anything if you're wrong. We're not making a bet. I just need you to pick one. Who do you think? Who do you want to win?
I don't know. I don't know that much about either of them, and I don't really care that
All
much.
Right. Well, I am 100% behind B. Priestley. I would love to see her pick up this win. I want to see more of her on Dynamite. So that's who I'm going with. So you need to watch more of the ladies, man. Hopefully we'll see more of them on like Dark and Dynamite in the future.
The only problem I really have with them is the fact I don't know that much about them, and who said that they worked together before. I've never seen any of their previous matches. Well,
we might have to visit YouTube here this weekend. But all right, on to the next match. Shawn Spears, Joey Janella. So why don't you break down what Shawn Spears did to Joey Janella, because you had a comparison to something else.
So he pulled a Mortal Kombat style thing on Joey. Grabbed his mouth and burned his tongue with the cigarette.
Yeah. Now, what Mortal Kombat is that?
It's a fatality that Jax does in Mortal Kombat 10. He breaks the guy's jaw like this, but then he takes a cigarette out of his mouth and like rubs it into their tongue.
Okay. See, yeah. That's one of those things I did not know. I still thought it was cool. I'm like, oh man, he freaking put the cigarette out in his tongue. That's crazy. But yeah, no. So we got Shawn Spears, Joey Janela. Joey looking for some revenge for what Spears did. Spears, of course, with Tully Blanchard in his corner, and who you like to call, hey, old man, move.
Yeah. That was, I kept trying to take pictures, and he would just stand like directly in front of me, so I couldn't get any pictures at all.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed at times.
Yeah, at all out.
MJF's like, you senile old man.
Yep.
I'm like, now you know how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, at all out. He's like, hey, old man, move. I'm like, you can't talk that way to Tully Blanchard. He's a freaking horseman. Zip it, kid. Zip it. So, yeah. I'm excited for the match, though. I think this could be a good match. It's nice to see Shawn Spears still involved in stuff. He hasn't had a whole lot of time on AEW Dynamite. When they signed him and put him in that feud with Cody, I expected he was going to be like one of the bigger mid-card heels, and he really hasn't had a whole lot of TV time. So it's nice that he's going to have a pay-per-view match. Hopefully he can shine in this one, him and Joey Janela. It's not a lights-out match or anything, so hopefully it'll be a little more akin to a regular wrestling match, nothing like hardcore. So
You never know.
I mean,
it's Joey and Shawn Spears, the chairman and the bad boy.
Yeah, the bad boy, the freaking crazy guy who likes to use thumbtacks. Yeah, I gotcha. I mean, but theoretically they should get disqualified if those things happen. So I guess we'll see, and we'll see how much cheating is done on the behalf of Spears by Tully. But I think Shawn Spears is gonna win this one. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems like that right now. He's been on a winning streak for the last 2 Dynamites.
Well, I mean, he had Dynamite and Dark, but
Dark
I mean, he hasn't had a lot of high profile wins.
Yeah,
so
not a lot of high profile wins, but he has gotten 2 wins so far.
And I think he could use a pay-per-view win. I think I mean, after Joey Janella had some pretty good high profile matches recently, I think Spears really needs to have a good showing here. So that's who I'm picking on that one. Up next, we have tag team action: the Elite versus the Inner Circle. We have Santana and Ortiz versus the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson.
So I can't say their names.
Santana and Ortiz.
Santana and Ortiz.
Come on, kid. You're part Puerto Rican. You need to be able to say these things.
I can't. I've been speaking English my whole entire life. Don't judge me. Those are 2 wrestlers that I don't know how to think about them. I don't dislike them, but I don't like them.
Yeah, they're definitely doing a good job with the heel role. But they're so talented as well. I mean, it's hard.
Like the Rick and Morty thing, with the sitting down in the crowd with a Rick and Morty mask and then grabbing the Bucks.
Yep. Yeah, no, and I mean the whole attack on the Bucks with the masks at All Out as well. I mean, this has been brewing since August, early September. So we finally get to see this match, and should be really, really good. I mean, Santana and Ortiz were fantastic in Impact, and I expect them and the Bucks to just tear the house down. Who do you think's winning this one?
I think they're gonna probably make the Inner Circle win, because they're trying to make the Inner Circle seem like more of the threat to the Elite.
Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that. This is one where it's really a toss-up, because I could also see the Bucks winning. I mean, a lot of it depends on what's going to happen later in the night with the world title match, which we'll get to here in a little bit. But
I think Jake Hager might come out and help him maybe if he doesn't get caught.
That could definitely happen. So, well, since you're going to say Santana and Ortiz, I will go out and say the Young Bucks, and we'll see who actually ends up being right on this one.
Yeah.
Could go either way, really could.
They're very good wrestlers, and they're both very talented teams. So it could go either way. It's just also you have to take in the interference from the other Inner Circle members.
Absolutely. All right. So up next, we'll discuss the AEW Women's Championship match: Ryu versus Sakura.
Rio.
Not
Ryu.
Not Ryu.
It's Riho. Yeah.
Riho versus Sakura. And Ryu got pinned on what?
You can't say the name right. You keep saying Rio,
right? Rio.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna keep being freaking
like 1 second you say Rio, and then you start talking about her, and then you instantly go Ryu. I'm just like
Rio and Sakura gonna match up. Sakura picked up a win in tag team action this past Dynamite. Could we see a title change? What do you think?
Maybe. That's a very strong maybe.
I expect Rio
the most likely hold it
to retain. I don't foresee her dropping the title already. But I mean, the company's so young and so new, and we really don't know how they handle title changes at this point. Like if this was WWE, I mean, we could go in and say, all right, well, none of the titles are changing hands because they're all fairly new. They all need a longer run. Sakura got the pin on Dynamite, which means Rio is going to win the match at Full Gear. we would kind of have an idea of how to speculate. But in this situation, we really don't. The company's so young, and we really don't have a history of how they're going to move forward with these things. And that's really exciting. It's exciting that we don't necessarily know how these matches are going to turn out. So, I mean, I would think that it's going to be a title retention. I don't see it changing.
Yeah, I don't really see it changing either.
Okay. Are you excited for this one? I think this will be a really good match.
Yeah, it probably will. They have done so far. They have done pretty good work. Those two wrestlers have done pretty good work with each other in the ring. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I think there's a lot of people who have been out there criticizing the women's division in AEW. I've seen people say that it's just complete trash, and while it's not as good as what WWE and NXT have, because they've been cultivating those divisions for a number of years, AEW's put together a better women's division in a month than what Ring of Honor has been able to in the last 3 years. So they're calling it garbage and saying it's not up to par. Is a bit disingenuous, being that it's one. I mean, outside of the women's division in WWE, it's one of the better ones in the big promotions. I mean, Impact has Tessa Blanchard, and that skews a whole lot. But I mean, I think it's on par with Impact's outside of Tessa. So,
well, and plus it doesn't make sense to criticize anyone but WWE at this point. They have done so many dumb things at this point. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah. Like getting the wrestlers stuck.
Yeah, but that's a whole nother podcast. We can discuss that at a later time.
Well, that'll be something else in a different time.
Well, we'll move on to another match here, and we got Hangman Page versus Pac.
They're doing it again.
Well, this match was supposed to happen at All Out.
It was supposed to.
Unfortunate, or not even at All Out. What was it at Double or Nothing?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, Double or Nothing.
At Double or Nothing, but issues with Pac and his contract at the time, and holding a title over in the UK, kind of put a kibosh on that. Instead, they had a match over there, and then they had another match here on Dynamite, and now we're getting to see them on the pay-per-view, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. I kind of expect Hangman to pick up the victory here.
I think Hangman needs. I think if he gets this, he'd probably be a little bit more motivated.
Yeah,
he probably won't be as down as he's been.
Yeah, I mean they've really played up the story of him being down from losing to Pac and losing to Jericho, and I mean they could go that same direction. They could have him lose again, but I think since wins and losses do matter, Hangman really needs to pick up a win over Pac here, and. If not, he's gonna have a losing streak against Pac, and that's not gonna look good as far as title opportunities or anything else. So, I expect a win for Hangman at Full Gear. You concur? Yeah. All right. Well, that was simple and easy. So yeah, we're Hangman over Pac. And then we got the Triple Threat Tag Team Championship match, featuring.
SCU, Private Party, and the Lucha Brothers.
Absolutely. And Private Party beat the Dark Order on Dynamite to get into the match. These are the three final teams from the tournament. So you have the winners, the finalists in Lucha Brothers, and then Private Party, who were semifinalists and then beat the other semifinalists to get in the match. So makes a lot of sense of why these guys are getting title opportunities, and it should be a fantastic match. All these teams can really go. Private Party's really proved to everybody in that match against the Bucks that they are, an up and coming young tag team. Who do you think's gonna win?
I can't predict this one.
I don't expect SCU to drop the titles yet. I think. Having just won them a couple weeks ago, I expect them to retain here. Probably
make the most sense.
Likely picking up the pin over Private Party. That way the Lucha Bros don't have to eat a pin and can stay in towards the top contention. Can say, hey, we weren't beat by you guys, and we can see maybe a straight up tag match in the future. But yeah, no, I foresee SCU retaining. I think they were a fantastic choice to be the first AEW Tag Team Champions. I think it made a lot of sense putting that belt on them and giving them a run with it would be a good
Especially
idea.
after they did the whole entire thing with the Lucha Brothers attacking Daniels.
Yeah, the storyline to it was well done too. The attack of Daniels and then SCU getting their revenge. I think it was really well done. So, yeah, that's what I see. You don't want to pick anybody? You think it's too close to choose?
I can't really pick anybody. They're all really good teams in general.
All right.
I
Fair enough.
might go with SCU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good bet. All right, and on to the next match here, we got Jon Moxley and
This
Kenny
one
Omega.
this one we've been waiting for a while now.
Yeah, this is the one that was supposed to happen at All Out, but Moxley had the staph infection in the elbow and had to pull out.
And then Kenny started trash talking him, and yeah, now here we are.
Yes, and man, Moxley has been on a tear since leaving WWE, and it's been really impressive. Kenny Omega had that bit of a losing streak going on, and he's been picking up wins now that TV started. He's been picking up some wins.
That was after he went like, I don't know, he went crazy a little bit, and then eventually he just kind of started going off on people again, like he used to go off and on people in New Japan.
Yep. And so now here's the thing. This is a lights out match. Moxley was not happy with that news. He wanted this to count in the record books. He wanted to prove that he was better than Kenny Omega and have it on the record. What did you think of that story? Like, what do you think of the idea of him being upset that this match isn't going to count?
It makes sense. Like, what I think they should do, like before the match, Kenny and Moxley should just go back there and beat the heck out of that guy.
So you want Kenny and Moxley to beat up Tony Khan?
Yes.
That's a terrible idea. that is how you lose your job.
I know.
This is not Vince and Stone Cold, man.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, no. Yeah, that was Tony Khan's voice who made that ruling. We didn't get to see him on TV, but yeah, no. I think this is going to be a crazy match. I'm not sure where this will go on the card either, being that it's a lights out match. This very well might be the main event. They may keep the AEW title match earlier in the evening just to put this on last, and because it's lights out, they can say, okay, the main card is over, now onto the lights out match. So this could be the main event. All these are in here. It's all speculation as to what order they're going to show up in, other than the buy-in. But yeah, no, I just I wanted to finish out our conversation about the world title match. So that's why it's kind of slated in here at the moment. Who do you think's going to win?
I don't know.
Yeah,
they're equally matched in ferocity at times, but Moxley is better tactician with any items that are just laying around. Kenny is a little bit less experienced with that stuff.
I don't know. He had those matches against Jericho in New Japan.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is a tough call. Both guys have a really good opportunity to win. Both guys could use that victory. I mean, Moxley wants to prove that he's the best in AEW. It would make sense if they're looking to push him for him to get that win. Though Kenny had that losing streak, and he's kind of getting on a winning streak here, and a win against Moxley could propel him into the title picture. I think a lot depends on where they're going with the world title as well. I mean, you would have to think these guys would have to be, the winner of this would be a top contender for the AEW World Championship. That being said, we don't know who's going to walk out with the AEW Championship, because a little bit of a swerve was thrown into that this last week. So, I mean, it could go either way. It's going to be a tough and a close one. I'm going to say Moxley picks up the victory. I think Moxley could go up against whoever wins the world title match regardless. He could have a title shot. So maybe Moxley picks up the win here, but really it is up in the air, man. Like, both these guys could use the win. Both these guys could be put into a contendership for the world title. They're both like towards the top of the card here in AEW, and it'll be interesting to see how things play out. One thing for sure, it should be an amazing match.
Yeah, it should. It's going to be one of the more extreme matches of the night.
Yes. All right, so on to the world title match for the AEW World Championship.
Okay, before we start talking about this, let's get in a little bit more in depth about what Cody said when he started going off. He said, if he loses to Chris Jericho in the title match, he'll never wrestle for the title again.
Yeah, and a lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people said they're gonna have to come up with this. If he loses, he's gonna have to come up with a stupid way for him to get another title shot later on, or that means he's gonna beat Jericho, and that'd be stupid. A lot of poo-pooing on that. My perspective is that if Cody loses, this sets up. You have guys. So on the roster, you have Kenny, John Moxley, Pac, Hangman, Shawn Spears, Jack Hager. You got like 6 guys who could be in that title picture pretty quick.
Well,
and that means Cody could go a good year and a half without a title shot and it not be a problem. At which point, if you want to get him a title shot at that point, you can go the route of having a heel beat all the top guys. And Cody, you're the only one who can get this win and have the Bucks or Tony Khan beg him to take that opportunity. You could have a situation where the flip side of that, where he goes all that time and the person who had the championship, comes out and challenges him and says, you just don't want to take an opportunity against me because I'm so awesome and you're a coward if you don't take this, and kind of go him into it. You could have him step down from the executive role to get an opportunity. A lot of story options out there for that if they go that route. So I think the negative response is not really needed. I don't foresee it being the problem that other people do. And on the other side of that, Jericho retaining puts Cody out of that title picture and allows somebody else directly into it. There was another stipulation announced last week. You remember what that one was?
No.
So this will not end in a time limit. This will not end. If it does, if a time limit happens, there are going to be judges who are going to make the decision. So there must be a winner. So, and that's after 60 minutes. A lot of people poo-pooed on that, saying, "Oh, we're going to get a 60-minute match between them." And then if they're going to be chosen by judges and it's going to be stupid and blah, blah. I don't even know if they're going to go the full 60 minutes. Personally, I think if they went like 45 to 50 and had a clean victory one way or the other, it would do a good job in having introduced the concept of going to judges for title matches. But also not like telegraphed that they were going to do it. They wouldn't have made it super obvious, and it would leave future times when they do it not being super obvious. Because that's something we always criticize WWE for. If they put in a stipulation, like Hell in a Cell is a great example. They put out a poll asking how the Seth Rollins Bray Wyatt match was going to end, if it was going to end in pinfall, submission, or disqualification. And people were like, "What the heck is this? Disqualification? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You can't have that end a Hell in a Cell match. You can't have a Hell in a Cell end by disqualification." And then what did WWE do? They did a disqualification / referee stoppage to the match. And it was like, come on, guys. Like, you really telegraphed it. Beyond it being a stupid idea in the first place, you really telegraphed that. And hopefully this is an opportunity of them introducing something new, but not telegraphing the finish. That's kind of what I'm hoping. What do you think about this match?
It's personal.
It's personal. Definitely.
Yeah, he attacked his the Inner Circle attacked Cody's brother and kind of made it personal.
Yep. And then Jericho's vignette making fun of Cody and his vignette he did about his family and his history in the wrestling business and whatever. Jericho then making a joke vignette about that. Continue to keep it personal, and we also have it being this war of factions going on with the Inner Circle and the Elite.
From what he said about the Elite versus the Inner Circle, it sounds like there's going to end up being like an actual all-out war match.
Yeah. So what I am thinking we are going to see a Jericho title defense. I think that allows Cody out of the title picture and would allow Kenny Omega or Hangman into the title picture, and would allow the feud to continue with Cody facing somebody else, maybe Jack Hager, maybe Sammy Guevara, having some other matches with the Inner Circle guys. And or even maybe a 6-man with him in the Bucks versus Santana, Ortiz, and Sammy. Or there's a lot of different options there, but it would still keep the feud between the two factions going for now, which I think is a good idea. At the same time, though, man, like the no title opportunities ever again. You could see a quick titles change onto Cody. Jericho's going to be wrestling in New Japan in January at Wrestle Kingdom. We don't know if AEW is going to want him being champion when he's over there wrestling at Wrestle Kingdom, because the possibility of him losing against Tanahashi, would devalue him a bit. So there's that question as well. So it could go either way. I mean, that's once again, we're at this position where we don't know how AEW is going to book things moving forward. We've only had a few shows with AEW. Most of them were pre-television, or all of them were really pre-television. I mean, the first one to start kicking off the TV with All Out. So we really don't know how they're going to handle things. We don't know how they're going to handle title changes, if we're to expect long title reigns or short title reigns. So it's a little bit hard to make predictions based on all that. But I mean, it could go either way. There's definitely story options for either direction. And once again, I think this is one of the benefits of AEW has over WWE, is that it's much, much harder to predict what direction they're going.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I mean, I'm excited for the show. I think AEW Full Gear is going to be really good. I am excited to watch it. We're looking to have our buddy Josh Raymond come up and join us. For those of you who watch the channel regularly, Josh does our Mark to Smark series, and is a former Ring of Honor and Wrestling Society ex-wrestler. He wrestled a ton against Seth Rollins back in the day. So he's going to come up and join us again watching the pay-per-view, and we're looking to have fun with it. Like this weekend should be a great time.
Yep.
We're going to see if our buddy Ming has any free time. If he does, we'll invite him over to join us too, because like we said, he's in town for Grand Rapids Comic-Con. But yeah, if you guys got time when you're in the Grand Rapids area, you should come check it out. I'm going to be down at Grand Rapids Comic-Con all weekend. Jordan will be down there with me on Friday, but I will be down there for the entire weekend. And like I said, Ming Chen will be down there. He's got a couple like panels and discussions going on. He's gonna do autograph signings and stuff. So you come down there, say hi to him. I'll be going around a little bit. So if you see me down there, I'll probably be rocking either the American Nightmare jacket or the Bullet Club one, and some kind of AEW merch while I'm wandering around the venue. So if you are in the West Michigan area, come check it out. There's a lot going on for the entire weekend down there. But anyway, I think that covers the majority of the pay-per-view stuff. We will be doing some kind of post-show. I'm not sure if we'll be doing it the night of Full Gear or following in the next couple days. A lot of stuff right now is relying on Brother Travis's work schedule. That's why Jordan's here. Brother Travis is trying to get into the overtime and make that money at the day job. So Jordan's cutting this one with me, and Travis is hoping to be with me for the review show. Josh might join us. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. It looks like we're gonna have a really good pay-per-view come Saturday. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, you're excited for the pay-per-view?
Yeah, I guess I am.
Well, that being said, I've been Brother Bob. This is Jordan. This is Smarking Down. Be sure to check out our other video content. If you look to my left over that way, just on the other side of Jordan, there'll be a video that YouTube thinks you would enjoy. So check that out. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and here on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, and super kick that bell icon, because doing so helps us a lot. The more subscribers we have, the more likelihood we can get merchandise and things going on Pro Wrestling Tees, which is something we would love to do. Hitting that bell icon helps us a whole bunch, because that gets us into the algorithm for YouTube to promote our videos and get it out there to more people. So we'd love that to happen too. So if you could do that for us, man, we would really appreciate it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for now. We will be back with you post Full Gear. And should I V-trigger this button? Maybe Judas affected or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Peace out, folks. I'm gonna V-trigger this button.